All right. Good evening, everyone. Online, confirm me that I'm audible. Chayant and Rishabh. Yes. All right. So, what was the last topic? And yeah, a few of you know about me, and some people are new for this session, I think so. So, let me introduce myself. Myself, Akhil Reddy. I'm a certified ethical hacker and a cyber forensic expert. And I'm working as a senior security consultant for your segment. And I will be the principal trainer for your program, Ethical Hacking. And I'm going to deal with ethical hacking for you people. Okay, so as of now, you're done with the networking concepts. So for you guys, Karthik teach the networking, right? That is the networking concepts, right? So last topic is about the Linux commands. Yes. Done, everyone? Have you practiced the commands? Marian. Okay. Okay. So you want me to go with Linux commands again? You want me to repeat, huh? Fine. So we'll do that. Okay. So again, I'll repeat the concept like Linux commands. I'll go with from beginning. I think for you guys up to hypervisors, I took the session for you. For you people, I think for you, Karthik took the sessions of networking concepts. For this particular group, I taught them the networking. I took them. Okay. Oh. So I started to join with the Linux commands with you people actually. So previous concepts was taught by me for them, like OS architectures, network models, network addresses, IP and MAC, everything I taught them. If you want recording sessions, you can get it from the team. Even my recording sessions also are there related to the networking concepts. You guys can go through that. Whoever not attended my sessions, you can get that from the team. They'll give the access for you. Okay, so I taught you the hypervisors last session. So what is hypervisor? Just recall. So hypervisors are nothing but VM, virtual machines. So what is the use of these virtual machines? What is the use of this virtual machine? Exactly. So it helps you to run multiple operating system on a single host machine. For example, this is my host machine. So primary operating system is Windows. So I'm running a Windows. At the same time, I want to run a Linux machine, Kali. Example to practice or for penetration testing, anything. That can be anything. The reason can be anything. I want to run the Kali Linux on my machine. Is that possible for me? Already a Windows is running. So is that possible for me to run another operating system? If so, what resource we use? Virtual machines. So that is the purpose of virtual machines. That is what we call as hypervisors. So in hypervisors also we have two types of hypervisors. What are they? In hypervisors also we have two types. One is bare metal and another one is host based. So bare metal means okay. We discussed about the hypervisors. We discussed. I think I missed the file. Okay. So in hypervisors also we have two types of hypervisor. One is type 1 hypervisor, which is for sorry about that. Missed the file somewhere. Right. So can you able to see this? So you know the difference of these two hypervisors. So type 1 hypervisors where we can directly host on our hardware. If you see, we can install the hypervisor directly on the hardware. So where these guest operating systems will get the complete access to your operating system. So we can access the hardware resources like all. If you observe in your Kali Linux, I think you guys have installed the Kali Linux, right? So have you seen that there is a Wi-Fi for you? Are you getting Wi-Fi in your Kali? No, you won't get the Wi-Fi there. That is a Ethernet connection. Okay, so if you observe, your Kali will have a interface called Ethernet. It's a wide connection. Why? Because whatever the Wi-Fi chipset you have, right? You get the Wi-Fi through that chipset. That chipset was assigned to your primary operating system. So we are using the type 2 hypervisor here. So if you observe, we are using a type 2 hypervisor. So we have already one host machine, which is your Windows 11 or Windows 10. So which is already running on the hardware. So the full access of hardware resources is allocated to your host machine. So in that host, you are running the hypervisor. That means this hypervisor will have the limited access to the hardware resources. So in type 1, the VM is getting the complete access to the hardware resources. In type 2, we are getting the limited resources to the hardware. So that is the difference of type 1 hypervisors and type 2 hypervisors. Mostly the type 1 hypervisors are used in where we use the type 1 hypervisors. Data centers, cloud level, server level, we use that hypervisors. And when it comes to the type 2, on our machine, as an individuals, as a testing purpose, we go with the type 2 hypervisors. So this is the difference between the type 1 and type 2 hypervisors. Remember, important. Let me ask you. Okay. So coming to, in this, we are using the type 2 hypervisor. In the type 2 hypervisor, we are going with the VMware. So we have many hypervisors in the market. There are different vendors we have. We have VMware Workstation, we have VirtualBox, we have Hyper-V, we have QEMU, which is dedicated to the Linux machines only. So like that, we have different vendors. Future is not for VM. Now we are using the VM, but future is not for VM. Future is completely for Kubernetes. Kubernetes. So maybe Dockers, Kubernetes that can be adopted in future. Right now we are sustaining with these VMs, but in future you can adapt the technology like Kubernetes also. So you can see that in the cloud level they are implemented already, right? So as of now we are going with the VMware. Okay, and in VMware we have hosted the Kali. So everyone know, right, how to install that. I'm not going with the installation now. Just I'm briefing the things here. Already we are done with these concepts actually. So I'm just recalling the concept here. So in last session we discussed up to the installation of Kali Linux and we discussed about the hypervisors, right? So few things you need to remember here before starting with the Kali Linux. Okay, so I'll start from the beginning. So once you install the Kali Linux, now you guys will install the Kali Linux and this is what you get. Right? This is the interface you're getting. So before starting with the Kali, some of you facing the cursor issue, right? Most of the people I have seen that you people are facing with the cursor issue. The issue you're getting because of you need to update the VM. So when you see you are getting the upgrade this virtual machine here, if anyone facing the cursor issue, so just what you have to do is just upgrade your VM. So you can see this option. Okay, so just click on upgrade this virtual machine and just go with the next. So here it will ask you to select the hardware compatibility. So it's version of 17. So we are running the VMware version of 17. So just click on this and then go with the next and click on alter this virtual machine. Don't go with the create, go with the alter, do changes, update the settings. That is what we are doing here. And then go with the next and click on finish. Now max it will resolve the cursor issue as well as network settings too. There are some glitches we have in the VMs. We are using the open source. So obviously we need to face some of them. So it's free version we are using. We are not going with the enterprise level or license based here. So sometimes, yeah, depends on the compatibility we used to get that. Right. So sometimes maybe reinstall that VM, definitely you'll get that. Okay. So once you're done, before turning on your Kali, I suggest go with these settings. So in these settings, you have options like you can see this is the memory RAM. So default it is recommended for 2 GB of RAM. Processors, main the core processors. How many more processors if you give means more processors if you give, it will be more smoother. Your VM can run more smoother accordingly. So that's why while you're purchasing a laptop, make sure get a good processor. Okay, so 6-core processor, 8-core processor, 12-core processors. Make sure to check that and purchase accordingly. Okay, so if you have more processors, obviously it will run very smooth. I can handle 3 to 4 VMs at a time. My device can handle. I'm having this 6-core processor. Okay, and i7 processor. This is if it is i5, i3 again. i3 I won't suggest at all. i3 it will be very slow. Why? Because it come up with only 4 and 2-core processors. So obviously, if you're giving 2-core for VM, what you will run in Windows? You don't load anything there. So it will be very difficult to run that machine again. So make sure get a good processor, and default it is taking 80 GB and network adapters. So this is what you need to aware of. It's very important. So you have 3 options in your VMware. So what is this network adapters? So we have 3 adapters here. One is NAT, one is bridge, and another one is host only. So what is these 3 options? Anyone having any idea about these 3 network settings? Never seen that. Okay. And check that. You have the 3 options here. I told you, VM will come up with the customize of network settings. That is advantage with the VMware. So you can see 3 options, bridge, NAT, and host only. And even you can go with the custom virtual network settings here. So I'm going with the bridge. So when I keep my network settings, if you see the network adapter, I'm connecting to the bridge here. You observe, I'm connecting my network adapter to the bridge. So what is this bridge? When I connect to the bridge, what's happening here? So simple. Let's take, this is my router. Okay. So to this router, I have connected my device. So this is host machine. This is my host machine, Windows 10. Okay. And there is some other devices also we have. Let's take B and C. Okay. So in this host machine, in device A, I have installed a VMware. Getting my point? I have installed a VMware, which is Workstation Pro. In this VMware, I have installed the Kali. Getting my point? This is your network gateway router. To this router, your device is connected. Let's take my device, Windows 10. Consider this is my Windows 10 device, my PC. Okay. So in this PC, I have installed a VMware. Everyone done with the installation of VMware? You know that, right? Right. So in that VMware, we have installed the Kali. Getting my point? We have installed the Kali. So now I connected this Kali to the bridge. So bridge is nothing but it shares the network from the physical network. The Kali is getting the network from the physical, like primary network. So whatever the devices, the primary devices are getting, the same network will be distributed to the Kali also. Means, for example, this A is having the IP address 192.168.1.10. It is having 1.11. It is having 1.12. Now it is having 1.30. Means it is getting the IP from the DHCP server of your router. Means obviously router is providing the IP address for the host machines here. So the same is distributed to the Kali also. Now tell me, using this Kali, can I able to connect with these devices? Is the devices reachable for me? From Kali, now I connected my Kali to the bridge. Bridge means I connected to the primary network. Okay. And all these devices also connected to the primary network only. So now from Kali Linux, can I able to ping this device? Can I? I can. Why? Because I connected to the same network what these devices are connected. Are they in the same network? Are they in the same network? So I can able to reach easily. So that is what the use of bridge connection. So when you connect your VMware to the bridge, it will help you to connect to the primary network. So using the device, I can scan the devices what are active in my network. Now I can able to scan the devices which are active in my device, in my network, sorry. I can do that. So because I connected to the bridge. Suppose I connected to the NAT now. Imagine I have connected my Kali to the NAT. So what's happening there? Right. So when I connect to the NAT, now I'm getting the network from the host machine. Now the network is distributed by the host machine, not from the router. So now this will be the part of host machine only. Getting my point? So when I connect my Kali to the NAT, it is getting the IP from the host machine. So when you install the VMware, have you observed that your device is having, you can use a command called ncpa.cpl. You can use this command. So when you use this is a shortcut where you can go to the network adapters. So when you run this command, can you able to see this, all the adapters? Can you able to see the VMware adapter here? So these adapters will create a virtual network. It's a virtual network, not a primary network, not a physical network. It's a virtual network, which was created by your host machine. So now you're getting the IP or the network from the host machine. Means now host machine is playing as a middleman between your router and your VM. So where your VM is not directly connected to the network, it is connected to the host, and your host is placing as a middleman. So your VM will get a different IP, which was created by the host machine. So it will be having IP address like this, 141.12. Now tell me, it is having the IP address 192.168.1.11. It is having 141.12. Are they both in the same network? Yes. Same network, huh? No, sir, there is Windows host and three networks, class C. So the three networks are same. No, it's 192.168.1. It is 192.168.141. So are they both in the same network? Different. Different. So now tell me, can I able to perform the attack on this B device? Or can I able to scan this network? No, I can't do that. So it is a virtual network. It created a separate network. So you're not a part of primary network now. That is what the concept of NAT. And when you go for host only now, that creates a separate network from the system itself, not even from the host machine. VM itself will provide a separate network for you. You won't get any internet in this. You're not going to get any internet. Then what is the use of that host only means? We use this concept for sandbox environment, isolation. Have you heard about the isolation? We isolate ourselves from the people. Why? Or not to spread for virus, right? So lockdown, yeah. So same here also. When I test any malware, for example, in Kali, I'm testing a malware. So is there any chance for the malware to spread to your host machine? There will be a chance through network, it will spread. Through network, it can spread. Why? Because host machine only providing the network. So through network, it can be spread into the host machine. Or when you connect to the bridge, it will spread to the entire network. So chances are there. So to overcome from that, they have a concept called host only. So where it will create its own network. You won't get any internet. It is a system itself will have only the network. So that can be worked to test the malwares, especially for penetration or to test the malwares, they use this host only. So for kind of isolation. So when you're going to create any sandbox environments using your VM, you can use this concept called host only. Got my point? So now you can choose accordingly. So you can set your network settings accordingly. If you want to connect to the primary network to scan the other devices in the network, which option you'll choose? Bridge. For example, can you able to see all these missions? For example, Kali is an attacker mission here. Consider Kali is the attacker. Windows 10 is a target, victim. Now Windows 10 is connected to the NAT. An attacker is in breach. Can I able to perform the attack? Kali is connected to the bridge. Imagine I connected to the bridge. Okay. And Windows is connected to the, now Windows 10 if you take. Now let me connect this to the NAT. Okay. So now tell me, from Kali, can I able to send the packet to the Windows? Or can I able to perform the attack on that machine? Which one? No, actually Windows is now separate virtual network it connected, and Kali is connected to the physical network. So these are two different networks now. So they both are not in the same network. So you can't perform the attack. So why I'm telling this concept is in future, we are going to perform the attacks, exploitations. We are setting our labs. So you need to aware of this concept. So some people, what they do is they'll keep their target machine in the NAT and they'll take the attacker machine in the bridge and they'll try to perform the attack. It won't happen. So the reason is NAT is a different network and bridge is a different network. So where bridge is connecting to the primary network, your router, from router only you're getting the internet to the Kali. And when it connects to the NAT, it is getting the internet from the shared machine, which is host machine. Got it? So two different concepts here. So try to understand that. Okay. So this is the first thing you need to remember. Network adapters. I hope everyone is clear with this concept. Is that clear online?
What's going to be
it has a DHCP. For NAT?
Yeah. He's getting the he's sharing the
so if you see how NAT getting the IP means, if you observe while you're installing, you have network adapter settings here. So default you have the virtual networks. So in this you can see the concept can able to see the NAT host and bridge here. So can you see the NAT having a DHCP server here? Subnets. So from this it will distribute. So it's a virtual adapter. So it creates its own subnet table. From this it will distribute that. Getting my point? So when you connect to the bridge, now bridge is having your Wi-Fi. So can you see, is there any DHCP configure? No. So it is connected to your Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi is connected to the router. So router is having a DHCP. From there you are getting the network connection. So that is how it will distribute to the bridge. And host only, if you observe, it is completely different. So it is having its own IP. It's host only scenario. So means it only connect VM internal in a private network. When it comes to the NAT, it shares the host IPs with the VMs. And when it comes to the bridge, it connects the VM directly to the external network. So these are the three different network settings you have in your VMware. Got it? Is that clear, everyone? So it may not help now, but in future. Yeah.
For example, to networks are connected to bridge, they can perform attack. Or the one network is connected to bridge and one network is connected to that, they cannot perform that.
They cannot
connected
to different VLAN. It's a virtual LAN. Created a separate LAN. So it's divided the network here. So dividing the network, obviously it will be different. So you know the prefixes and suffixes, I hope. Like network ID and host ID. So in class A, how many network IDs will be there? Do you know this concept? Class B, we have 2 network IDs and 2 host IDs. Class C, we have 1 host ID. For example, let's take 192.168.1.151. Which class it belongs to? Class C. See how you are saying?
190.
So based on the first octet. So based on the first octet, we decide which class it belongs to. Right? So in class C, 192 comes under the class C. You know the ranges, right? It's from 0 to 126, 128 to 191, 192 to right, 224 to 239, 242 to 255. So you have 5 classes total. So 3 classes we use for public and private basis. And DND is used for research and development, broadcasting, multicasting purpose we use that, right? So this belongs to class C. So class 3 means 3 network IDs, 1 host ID. So now tell me, 141.12 you have. So which class this IP belongs to? C only. So how many networks?
3 networks.
So now see, is this network ID same? Are they same?
Same class, but different network.
That's what I'm asking. So network IDs are belongs to the same? No, so different. If you see here 192.168.1 we have, here 192.168.141. So network is not same here. Network is not same here. Got my point? So we need to look over the network IDs. So if you remember the network IDs, you can easily analyze which are they both in the same network or different network. So obviously these both are in the same network or different network. Different network. Same class but different network. Means class was divided into multiple networks. So that's the concept. So this is what. So this is a bridge scenario here where I can scan the entire network. This is the NOT concept, which can only the host machine. Okay. Clear? Right. So now you got an idea about this,
Yes.
right? Everyone, you're getting the IP from this particular range. So that is virtual networks we have. And coming to the next thing. So once you configure the network, everything, you power on your device, right? So you logged in as a?
Okay, one doubt.
Yeah.
When we are using VMware, suddenly if we connect RJ45 cable,
Okay.
the internet, it will be applicable for both or only?
When you connect to the bridge, you're saying?
Yes.
So when you connect to the bridge, what happens is, here instead of your Wi-Fi, what happens here? If you observe, in virtual network editor, it is choosing the cable, like interface actually. So how you're getting the, how you're able to connect to the router means, just a second. So can you see? The bridge is using your interface. You're getting that, Ramesh?
Yeah.
So now you connected to the Wi-Fi, it is using the Wi-Fi interface. If you connected to the Ethernet, at that time, obviously it will use the adapter of Ethernet. This is my Ethernet cable driver. So now it is a part of your Ethernet. So it is distributed through the Ethernet from your physical network. Got my point?
Yeah, it will reflect both VMware and
it
Windows
reflects,
PC.
exactly. So it acting as a bridge. Means your host adapter is acting as a bridge to your VM adapter. Okay. That's how you're connecting to the same. Now you're obviously this is my Wi-Fi interface, right? Intel R wireless AC is my Wi-Fi chipset. Now the chipset is connected to the my primary network, which is router. So it get the same replication for the VM also. So when I go with the, as you said, RJ cable, I'll connect my Ethernet. So obviously at that time again, Ethernet will be interface for me, for my Kali. So it distribute from the Ethernet.
Yeah, if already installed driver.
Yeah, that will be, yeah. That will be applicable.
Yeah, otherwise we can't connect, right?
No, see, without driver, how your hardware will work?
No,
Even
VMware,
that may be wired or wireless.
Yeah, VMware automatically it will take, right?
Exactly, automatically. No, it will take the automatic actually. So there is a glitch. Sometimes you're not getting the IP address. Have seen many people are facing this issue that you're not getting an IP. Is anyone face that? Maybe in future, when you use Metasploitable server, you may get this issue. So at that time, what you have to do is just you can come to this edit and click on this virtual network editor. It will open this option for you. Okay, I'm telling you, we face this scenario. So here you have the DHCP settings. Just click on this. What you have to do is just select your bridge. So instead of going with the auto bridging, select your interface. Getting my point? So sometimes it won't pick the IP address automatically. There is a glitch in VMware. We have that. Even many people face this issue. They won't get the IP address in their machine. So when you face that kind of issue, just go to the VM editor settings. Manually configure your interface. So how can I check my interface? What adapter I'm using means, just you can open your command prompt. Just go with the command called IP config space /all. So you have this command. Okay, so when you run this command, so this is your wireless interface. So can you able to see your chipset model?
Yes.
Right. So this is my chipset model, and even for Ethernet also you'll get. So this is my Ethernet. So you can see this is my Ethernet chipset. So when you connect to the wired, you can select this option. When you're using wireless, most of the time wireless. So just scroll down, go to the wireless interface. In that you'll have the chipset. So now you can manually select that option, click on apply, then click on OK, and just to stop and like close complete your VMware and try to on that VMware, you'll get the IP address. If anyone facing the issue related to the IP, just remove the bridge from automatic to manual. So manually configure your interface. So you'll get the IP address there. So there are some small glitches in VM actually. We have that issues because due to the compatibility. Some people processor is more, some people networks are updated, some people are using the older drivers only. So because of that, we face these issues actually. So you face that, right? So okay, okay, okay. So that is what you can do there. Okay, clear everyone? Right. So next thing, you're turning on your Kali, you're using a username and password which is Kali and Kali, right? So, like, what is the difference of a user and an admin?
Having full permission.
User permissions.
Okay. So we have user or we have admin. Admin is also known as root in Linux. In Linux, we call them as a root. In Windows based, we call them as a admin. User is a normal, common is user. So what can be what is the difference of user and a root here? So we have a limited privileges for the users. So users will have a limited privileges, means permissions. He can only read the files. He can't edit or he can't delete the internal files. Internal files. I'm not telling about the external part. Internal means system configuration files will be there, right? They can't be edited or they can't be run or they can't be executed or means delete because they have the limited permissions. They have most of the time they have only read only option. They can only read the file or use the file. They can't edit or they can't modify. Got it? When it comes to the root, they can able to do anything. They have full privileges. So they can able to delete, read, modify, whatever they want, they can do that. So that is the difference of a user and a root. So now you guys are logged in as a root or a user. What you did? Is that a user or a root? Kali and Kali default. That is a default one. So if you gone through with the ISO file, you can create your own account. So there also max, I think you're login as a user only. So once you log in as a Kali and Kali, this is how your Kali looks. I think you guys already used the Kali. So I don't want to repeat that. Just I'll brief you the some of the important things here. So just open your terminal. So make sure commands are very, very important. You have to learn them. Okay, you have to practice the commands. Why? Because in future, we are going to perform the exploitations. We are going to hack the devices, okay, by exploiting them. So when you exploit the target device, you'll gain the access, right? So what is the use of gaining access here? You're hacking a device. Why? No. As a hacker, you're hacking a device. You're hacking a device means you're exploiting the device and you're gaining the access. Why you're doing that? You find the vulnerabilities and you exploit it. Then only you'll gain the access, man. For data, to exfiltrate the data or use the device as a bot, you can do many activities. So how you interact with the device? So through the commands only. So what if there is no knowledge in commands? Is there any sense of hacking the device? So important. Learning the commands are very important. At least basic fundamental commands. I'm not telling you to run the scripts like bash scripts, all these things like basic. The fundamental commands are very, very, very important. Okay. So I'll go with some of the fundamental commands today. Already you've done with the Linux commands. Just I'll brief them again. So just open your terminal. So this is your playground. If you want to create a file, read a file, delete a file, everything you have to do from the terminal only. Don't go like, don't open the file manager and in file manager systems, now right click, create a folder. Don't do this from here. Okay, learn the commands. Do everything from the commands only. Creating the file, reading the file, deleting the file, executing the file, everything. You have to do that from the command prompt only. Okay, right. So the difference I'll tell you, the root and normal. So can you see this is the internal file? So can I able to delete this file? What am I getting? So permissions denied. So as a user, I can't do changes to the internal files, system files. Okay, so that is what the user. So it has a limited privileges, right? Even if I try to access the root folder, permission denied. So what we can do here is simple. We can go with the sudo. So you can enter. So once you log in, it will ask for the password. Okay, why it is asking for password? First of all, what is that sudo? Can anyone explain me what is that sudo? Super user do. Super user do means whatever the super user do means what privileges the super user is having, the same privileges will be applicable for this user also. That is what the meaning of sudo. Getting my point? So sudo, or else just I'll tell you the difference. Let me update or upgrade the device. If you see, I'm using a command called apt get upgrade. This is used to upgrade your files. When I run, what am I getting here? Why? Because obviously system files, these are all the system files, internal files. As a user, I can't do this. Means I'm not having any privileges here to run that program or to run that upgradation here. So for that, I need to get a sudo and go with this command again, apt get upgrade here. So what it is asking for? So why password? So for this user to identify which user it is providing that access, and as well as it will provide a session time. Almost 15 minutes, it will provide you a session. Okay. So then you can see, is that getting upgraded here? Right. Now it start upgrading the files. So sudo means whatever the permissions, like whatever the access the super user is having. Who is super user here? Like root. So whatever the permissions the super user can do or have will be applicable for the Kali also. That is the meaning of sudo here. Right. So every time you need to run the sudo here. So instead of that, what we can do is we can create a root account. Right. So simple. You can go with the sudo. So enter what it is asking for. Sorry, enter the wrong password. It won't show you. Just you need to type it. Privacy. Okay. That is the reason for a privacy. They won't show you the password here. Just you need to enter that. Right. So now where you are. So can I go with the command directly now? Is that getting updated or is that saying as a permission denied? So did I mention any sudo command here? Now you got the difference of user and a root here, right? And remember these indications, the symbolic indications dollar and the hash. So yeah, dollar, can you see the dollar here? And here, right? So why I'm telling you to remember that means most of the times they won't mention you got a root access or you got a user access. Some people will rename the user. So here you won't get as a root or you won't get as a Kali. You may get as a Akhil, you may get as a ER segment, or if you're creating the account, you'll get as a your name, right? So you can't identify what level of access you got there. So these indications will help you at that point. So if dollar indicates a user level, remember that point. The dollar indicates for the user level and the hash indicates for the root level. So remember that indications. It may help you. Why? Because in future when we have the systems, most of the servers are Linux servers. So in that interface, in command line interface, you can able to identify what level of access you got, which group you belongs to, user group or a root group. So you can identify them based on these indications also. It may help you. It's a small thing, but it may help you at the time to identify what level of access you got there, user or a root, that indications. Remember that. And next thing, So now you're in the root. So do you have any root password? Do you have any password? Root? No, they have given only the password for user Kali. Kali and Kali we have. So we don't have any root password. So you can change that simply. So it's a default. If you're going with ISO, you can't do this method. Again, you need to create the accounts, user add user, giving permissions. You have to do all those things. If you're going with the ISO based. Now we have went for the VM file, right? So you imported the VM file. So VM imported scenario, you can directly change the password. Why? Because default root is not having any password. You know where the passwords will be stored in your Kali? Where the passwords will be stored in your Kali? What is the path? In Linux systems. Important. In penetration testing, it will help you a lot. etc folder. So it will be in etc folder. So if you go to the file systems, can you see this is the file system? Like how you have a local disk C in your Windows. You know local disk C in your Windows? What is the role of this local disk C in your Windows? What is the use of this? What it do? What it contains?
See,
Uh, all your system configuration files, right? What if I delete this folder? Everything will be corrupted. Your OS will be get corrupted. You can't load the OS. So how important like Windows C for us in our Windows? That is what the file system path is also. It is a starting path in your Kali. And this file system path is indicated with the forwarded slash. Remember this path. A very important that is a first starting path of your Kali. That file system, forwarded slash. This is a forwarded slash and this is a backward slash we have. No, root is a part of file system. Root is not starting path. It may be the starting path in your terminal, but system starting path will be the file system only. This is the file system. In file system, you have a root folder. Not in the root, we have file system. In file system, we have root folder. So root is also part of your file system only. Right? So like bin, boot, there I think Karthik shown you about the file systems. Right? So etc, home, all these things you have. So your passwords will be stored in etc. In etc, there is a folder called shadow. There is a file called shadow. Is that possible to open that file? Why? Again, it's a system file. It's a system file. You can't open from here. So let me open that from the root, from the terminal. So where that file is? Slash etc. So what is the command I need to enter here to move or to open that file? cd.
Slash.
Okay. Slash etc slash shadow. So shadow is a file or a path directory. So remember, shadow is a file, not a folder. And CD is nothing but here. What is CD? The abbreviation of CD. What is CD? Change directory. Directory is nothing but here folder. In Windows we call it as a folder. In Linux we call that as a directory. Okay, CD is nothing but change directory. So I want to change the directory, not the file. So I want to move from this folder to another folder. I have a command called CD. So CD helps you to move from different paths, from one folder to another folder. To view the file, what is the command? To view the content of a file. Cat. So directly I can go with the cat command. No need. I can mention the path directly. So you're going to this, so which you're saying, first we need to go to the CD slash etc. So we are in etc. Now you're saying open the shadow file. This is how you're going. Yeah. So, but you can directly mention the path also. If you give the path directly, you can able to access that. No need to go to the folder. Means if you know the path, if you're not aware of the path, again you need to travel and you need to check each and everything. Right. So for example, I don't know what etc contains. Again, I'll go with ls. So in ls we have the files. So this is the. Can you know the difference of these colors?
Yes.
What is the indication of the colors? So blue indicates for the What is this? Green indicates for executable file, white indicates for file. Right. So here we have the shadow file. So now I'll go to read that file. So to read the file, what is the command? Right. So cat, can you able to read the file? So already I'm having the password. I kept the password. For you, it will show you the empty. So this is the whole password, which is encrypted. It is in hash format. Okay. If you use a hash, there is a password. You can't read that. It's completely stored in the encrypted way. Okay. So decrypt, again, you need to use the decryption tools for that. That is a different password cracking techniques. We'll discuss that later. So I'm having the password. For you, it will show you the empty actually. It will be like this. So this means this indicates as a no password. Okay. So if you kept the password, it will show you this hash value, right? So in etc shadow, we have the password stored, or etc password file also here. You can see with that also. But there it won't show you the hash value. It will show with the X value. So hash will be indicated as an X there. It won't show you the password. So two different files, right? So if you see, just use a command called passwd. Okay, you can go with a command called passwd and enter. So what it is asking for? So set a new password, re-enter them. So is that password updated successfully? Right? So now you just log out. Okay, because you logged in as a Kali and then you entered into the root, and in root you change the password. So to change the password, the command is passwd. So it will ask you to set the password directly. It won't ask you the old password. Default it has not coming with any root configuration. So that's why it will allow you to configure the password. Okay. So if you're going with the like configuring the accounts, definitely it will ask you for the old password. Okay. So now the username is root and the password, whatever you configured there, just enter that. Default is 2, reverse of root. Previously, in 2021, 2022 versions, the Kali has to provide the default username and password is root and 2. 2, reverse of root. ROOT, TOOR, reverse of root. Okay, so that is the default credentials of root at the time. But due to some privacy reasons, upgrading of their policies, they are giving only Kali and Kali, user level of access they are giving. Okay, so now if you open your terminal, just you can check, you're getting directly root. Can you see? So now I no need to use any sudo command. Directly I can go with the apt install applications, right? You can install the applications, you can upgrade, even you can open your file systems. Can I able to access to the root folder? Files. Can I delete the files? I can. So I can do all these things. So that is what the difference of a user and a root. So simple. Just log in as a Kali and Kali. Open your terminal. Go to sudo and su. You will be entered into the root. Once you enter into the root, you can use a command called passwd, and you can configure the password of your root, log out and log in as a root every time. The drawback with this scenario is drawback. I'm talking about a drawback. If file, we used to run mostly open source tools. Okay, so the drawback in Linux machine, in Linux kernel, all the processors are running in the kernel space only. You know that monolithic kernel and microkernels. So in monolithic, most of the services run in the kernel space only. So Kali Linux use the monolithic based. So obviously when I run that file will get root access by default. So obviously if anything have, like if that contains any malware, there is a chance that malware can take the advantage of your system files here. So that is a drawback we have when you log in as a root. You can do anything in the user level. Why? Because user is not having access to the root. So if you run any malware also, that won't affect. That will affect only that particular folder. Why? Because we have permission only to that particular folder. But here you're logging as a root. So while you are running any applications, you have to be careful here. Got my point? Clear? So privileges matters a lot here. Be careful in that scenario. So this is how you can get the root access. Clear? Is that clear, everyone? Right. So just log in as a root. Why? Because we are running or we are configuring many open source applications. It will help you a lot in configurations, in executions. So if you log in as a Kali and Kali, you can do that. I'm not telling you can't do that in Kali, but limitations. You have a lot of limitations there. You can't edit the internal files or you can't modify them. So because you need to get the root access. For that reason, I'm explaining this root scenario. So make sure log in as a root every time. Okay. Clear everyone? So once you're done with the network settings and gaining the root access, the third important thing is keep your system up to date. So keeping your Kali Linux up to date. Most of the time, you'll get an errors. The errors can be happen because of the dependencies were not updated, or the libraries what you are running is legacy based or not compatible with the latest version of tools. So because of that, the tool may not install properly in your device. It will throw error, unable to locate the package, or you may get the error like package logout. So these kind of errors that is happen because the versions what you are running of Python or Java or whatever the programming language that running in default in your Kali will have the compatibility errors there. So to overcome from that compatibility errors, keep your system up to date. So how will you do that? Simple, use a command called apt get update. Go with the update first. And once it's done, go with the upgrade. So these are the two important things. So every week, try to do the update and upgrade. Every week. Right, once or twice in a week, just do the update and upgrade your system. Okay. Update it will go for the Kali rolling versions. Upgrade is for the internal packages, like whatever the tools you'll get. Almost you're getting 600 plus hacking tools in your Kali. You know that. Why we are going with Kali? You know, why not Parrot? Why not Cent?
Comes with tools.
So Kali is specially designed for penetration testing. As we people are learning the ethical hacking and penetration, so this platform is the best choice for them.
So which one updates the tools, which one updates the system of the account?
Update will go with the system, and so upgrade is for the tools. These are all the packages. Can you see the Python, Ruby? These are all the default node servers. So this go with the packages here. Got it? So just go with this. So it will start updating your system files and upgrading your packages and dependencies. Got it? Clear everyone? So these are the three things you need to remember while you're using the Kali in the VM. Network settings. Second thing is root access and user access. And third is update and upgrade your systems. Clear everyone? Any doubts? Because Kali is designed for penetration testing, Parrot is for forensic. Yeah. In last session, I discussed about this, right? Clear? Once again, for what? Ganesh, is there any doubts here? So make sure keep your system up to date by running a command like apt get update, and first go with the update command. Just go with the apt get update, and even you can run both at the time. All right, so you can do the both. Okay, it's already running the process here. Sudo we need to add. Because sudo is a user. So sorry, normal Kali is a user. It won't allow you to upgrade the internal files. Right. Just a second. Clear? Any doubts? Right, done. So we'll go with some basic commands now. Already you done. You have to explain me. Huh? Okay. So what is the command pwd do? It will print. It's like print working directory, or you can say as a present working directory also. But actually, we call that as a print working directory. So remember, whenever you're not aware of any command, like what it do, what is the abbreviation of that command, what options it contains, you can go with an option called man. So you have a call man here. You know what is man here? Manual. So you have three options: man, help, right, and info. So the difference of these three is man is completely providing the a detail, like complete manual of that command, like what that command, description, author of that command, options it contains, everything in detail. Like when you purchase any product in online, how to use, how will you know? You will go through that manual, right? It has every step, the manufacturer details, warranties, everything. Same here also. Help is like summary, means what that command, how to use, and options it contains. Like it gives the summary of that like command. Okay, and info is also related to the summary basis. So three different things. Or let's go with the man. Go with the pwd. Can you see? It's showing what is pwd. Print name of current and working directory, and you can see the symphonies, which is syntax, pwd, and option. So options are like -L, -P. You used -A. What is the use of -A? You need to just scroll down. Sorry, that is ls command. Sorry, that is ls and -A. So this is pwd. Sorry. So pwd have -L, so which use the print working directory for the environment, even if it contains any system links or like that. So same way, you have resolve all the system links, help, version. If you want to get the version of the pwd also, you can do that. Right. So this is the pwd. So pwd is nothing but it print the full file name of the current working directory. Got it? So this is what pwd. So now currently I want to, means you'll get a terminal access. Imagine you hacked a server, you got a shell access, but you don't know where you are in that system, in which path you are there in that system, you don't have any idea. So to get in which path of the system we are currently got an access, you can get that through pwd command. So when you run this pwd command, it will show you in which path you are. So I'm in the root folder. Currently I'm in the root. So I got the access to a root folder here. Got it? Is that clear? So now, is there any path before the root? Is there any path before the root? Or root is the starting path? Exactly. So before root, we have file system. That is what slash. You're getting the slash at the beginning. Have you observed? You're getting the slash at the beginning. That is nothing but the file system. That is a file system path actually. So in that you have a root folder. So now I want to move from this root folder to this path. So what is the command? cd. So dot is for one step backward. It will go with that. So means root, it will go back of the root. That is what dot. Or you can directly mention the path slash. Enter. Now you can see where am I now? Go with ls. You can see the files and folders. So ls is a command which is used to list out the content and the files in the working directory. So current working directory is file system. In that file system, what are the files or folders that exist will be shown by the command called ls. So ls is nothing but list the content and the files. Right. Now we have a folder called user. So I want to move to the user folder. What is the command? cd. Can I go with the user directly? cd user. Will it work? or I need to mention that slash? Is that mandatory? Not required, because currently I'm in the file system only. So directly I can move to the user. So enter. Is that working? Can check that. Where am I now? PWD user. Now from user, I want to move to the root folder. CD. Can I go with this root? Why?
You are not in the file system.
Okay. Where am I now?
You are in
User. And where is the root?
Where's the root is in file system?
Exactly. So currently I'm in a folder called user. And where is the root actually? In file system. So first you need to go to the file system. Then you can go to the root. Is that working? Again, if I want to move from root to the user now,
CD flash
Because you are in, you are not in file system.
what is the error you are getting there?
You
No file, no directory. No such file or a directory saved. And currently I'm in the user folder, sorry, in root folder. So user is not exist in the root folder. It is exist in the file system. So I need to move to the file system, from there to the user. So that is how you can change the path. If you know the complete path, for example, I know there is a user, in user there is a share, in share there is a nmap folder. Example, I know this path. So directly you can mention the path. So I'll just go with the user, share, nmap. So what is the command? Nmap spelling. Make sure about the spellings also. Kali is completely case sensitive. Case sensitive means if there is uppercase, you need to mention the uppercase. Lowercase, you need to mention the lowercase. For example, I'll show you. So is that directly allowed me to jump from the root to the, is this path? I can do that. So you need to mention exact. So if I want to move from CD to root again, currently I'm in user, share, and nmap. And where is this user? In file system. All right. From this, I want to change to the root. So what is the command? Got it? Is that clear, everyone? Go with ls. For example, CD. So will it work? No.
You have to use.
You know, you have a folder called documents. In root, you have document folder. So I can directly mention CD and documents. It will work. But why it is not working here? So as I said, it's a case sensitive. So you can check. Now it's working. So uppercase D you need to mention. Make sure about that. Kali has that some particular things here like case sensitive scenario. So be aware of that. Spellings. Some people will type that command correctly, but the spelling they make the mistake. And they think that it's not working, I'm not getting, it's only getting for you. There is a magic you have doing there. So I feel like that. So no, it's not magic. Make sure about the spellings and the case sensitives here. Okay. So think about that. So is that clear? How to change from one path to another path?
Yes.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Clear with that? Right. So next I want to discuss about a command called ls. What does this command ls do? So let's go with the man. Man means, manual. Enter the manual.
Full description.
Exactly. It's give complete manual information about that command. Okay. So the difference I'll tell you. Let's go with the ls --- help. What you're getting here? Just you're getting usage, the arguments we call. Remember this? We call this as a arguments or options. Okay. So only you're getting this just -a means what it do. -a, just you're getting this like summary information. If I go with man, go with ls, you can see what ls syntax, description, and every command like -a means ls-a, ls-l, ls-b. You can see all these options. Okay. So in this, some of the common you need to remember is -a and -l. Okay. So if you see, like every command you have, if you scroll down and you can see the author, you can see the report bugs, if you found any bugs related to this command or disclosures information, everything. Then you can go with the Q. Just type Q, it will pick from that manual and you'll get the terminal. Now here, we'll go with the ls. So is there any files? If you're not getting anything, means this folder is not having any files. Getting my point? Right. So let's get back to another folder, root. So go with ls. Is that listing out all the folders and files? Yes. Now here, I want to see the hidden files. So if you see, you're not getting any hidden files. So hidden files will start with dot. If I give a dot before the file name, it will get hidden. In Linux, you have that option. Go with the dot and file name, it will get hidden. So it won't list out in the general ls command. So you need to extract that through a command called ls. Why LA? No, not same. You need to aware of what L do, what A do. Both are two different things. ls is for list. In that again we are adding A as an argument. What this A do? That is my question. Forget about LA. LA is two arguments, not one. L and A is two arguments, not one single argument, that is. Okay. So first you need to aware of what A, then you need to aware of what L, and then you can combine that both. Don't combine both directly. First you need to aware of what A do. Getting my point? So what ls and A? ls is just, it is giving the list. That's it. When I'm adding A for this ls command, A is an argument here. Remember, A is a, just a second. So one of the argument. Okay. Enter. So what you're getting, what's the difference of this normal ls and what is the difference of A? So it is showing the hidden files. It shows the dot files also. Okay, in the description you have that, right? So when you see the man ls, what A is doing, it do not ignore entries starting with dot. So when you know entries with the dot means hidden files will have the dot in front of any file name. So that files it will help you to list. And you said L, right? So what L is used for? Right. So you see the difference? When you use ls-a, it is showing the files, like dot files also you're getting, means hidden files also you can able to extract. And what is this uppercase A do? Lowercase a for hidden files, uppercase A almost similar to that, but even dot files will be there, double dot. So you'll get the dot files also. Got my point? So similar hidden files only, but double hidden files also you can able to enumerate using the capital A, right? So now you got an idea what ls-a do. A is to get the hidden files too. Then go with -l. So long listing means it will give the author of that file, size of the file, when the file is created. Means you're getting the file attributes here. You know the file attributes. File attributes ante when you take any file, when you go to the properties, it will show you all that, right? The type of file, location, file path, access file, size, everything you'll have. So that we call as a file attribute. So that is what long listing here. Can you see that? Right. So it is giving the information who is the author of that file as a user and a group, and as well as size of the file, and as well as when the file was created with the timestamp and what permissions the file is having. You know what is this? Read, write, executive. So what is this hyphen indicates and what is this D indicates? So D indicates for the directory. So this is a directory. You can see the color now. It's a directory. So starting with the D. If it is a file, it starts from hyphen. That's the difference. That's the indication of file or directory. Okay. So L is indicating for the long listing, means you're getting the file attributes information. And A is for hidden files. So when you're combining these both, what's happening? You're combining both the commands. So it is giving the long listing of hidden files also. Not only the existing content, it is giving the hidden content also, along with the long listing. Got my point? So that is L and A separately. Got it? Is that clear, everyone? So that is what ls command do. There are many other options you can go with that. Okay. And then we'll discuss about this part. Can anyone tell me what is the use of this command L and where we do that? Just a second. Load this. So what is the meaning of read? What are indicates for? So right, we can only view or read the content. Right? What is right? Right. What is X? You have an option called execute the scripts or programs. For that, we use the X. So now I want to give the write permission to this particular user. So, what are all these three? Why you have multiple R? Total you have 9 characters there. Why we have many? Why we have 3 R's here? Exactly. So the first 3 indicates user. The next 3 indicates group. And the last 3 indicates others. So user, group, and others. So user is nothing but owner of the file. So what permissions is having? Read, write, execute. Why? Because he's a owner. He created the file. He has all the permissions. Now this user sharing the file with a group of people. So what permissions they having? Group members. Okay. And next others means who not belongs to this 2 categories. The remaining people will be there, right? Those we called as a others. For what? For others is having read and executive permission. So they don't have write permission. They don't have the write permission. They have only read and executive. They can't modify that. And even group is also having read and executive permission. They don't have the write permission. Getting my point? So your permissions, remember this directory is having 3 users. One is user, one is group, one is others, right?
Is the hyphen counted?
I'll tell you. Hyphen is for no permission.
Is it counted?
Before. Yeah.
Did you count the hyphens?
Yeah. That part is right. Read, write, executive. That hyphen indicates no permission. There is a write permission, but it was removed for them. So it is not accessible by the group. So they can't modify that file at that point. So while I'm sharing that file with you now, so you'll having only the read and executive permission. You don't have any a write permission for you. So while I'm sharing that file, so that is what the indication of minus. We call that as a negative, right? So just simple remember this scenario. So total we have 9 characters. So the first 3 characters shows the permission for the user. So who owns the file? We call that as a user permission. Okay. If you created the file, you are the owner. So that owner is having all the permissions. Next, the middle 3 characters you have, that is indicated as a group. So group permissions is having only read and executive for that particular folder, which I have shown. And last 3 characters indicates the anyone not in the first 2 categories. Those people we call as a others. Okay, so we have total 3 users here: user, group, and other. So user is the owner of the file. Group, like the people who are getting the file from the user, the group of people, group permissions, and the others, the people who are not from the first 2 category, they belongs to the other scenario, right? So in that, R is indicating as a read permission, means the files can be opened and view the content. And write indicates the write permissions, means file can be edited, modified, or deleted. And executive, if the file is a script or a program, you can run that file. So this is what read, write, and executive. So if you see the minus indication, that means if you see the read, write, executive means full permission. And what if R-W if you have -W? So that is having only read and write permission. There is no executive permission, kind of thing. Sorry, read, write, and hyphen. So no executive permission. So means again, we have less permissions in that. So that is the indication. And if you scroll down, how will you give the permission? If I want to give, let's take, you have to tell me that. Imagine there is a file. That file is having so the file is like a kill.txt. Okay. So this is a file. So this file is having this permission. So what is this indicates? No, it's file. The beginning character indicates as a file, not no permission. That's a file. What if it contains D here? So that means it is a directory. Remember the first symbol. Okay. And coming starts from here, 3 characters. Right. So now my question for you is, give the read permission to the group. So what is the command you will write there? You want to provide a read permission to the group. So what is the command? Okay, chmod. Hmm? 7 5 5 5 5. My question is, you need to provide only the permission for the group, means not for the user and other. And my question is, you need to provide the permission for the, this is the user, okay, this is the group, and this is the other. So now tell me, for group, you need to give the read permission. So means you should not change anything in the user and other. Now tell me, how will you do that? You're going with the numerical indication, that's good, but you're changing everything there. Any idea? Chmod plus R G akhil.txt. Anyone? You done with the commands?
Read.
Read. Simple. If it is a user, remember, I'll tell you. If it is a user, you need to mention U first. Okay, so you have 3 options here: minus, plus, equal to. You know what is minus? Minus indicates for remove. Good. Minus indicates for remove. Plus what equal to? It will add and it will remove automatically. It will add the file, but remove the existing. For example, you have read and write permission. So you are adding the executive. Means you are going with ch mode, u equal to x. What it do? It will add the x and it will remove the read and write. That is what equal to do. If I go with the plus, what it will do? It won't do any changes to the existing. It just add the permission. It won't remove the existing. That's the difference of plus and equal to. In equal to, it is adding the permission, removing the existing one. Existing permissions, whatever you have, read and write, whatever, it will remove that and it will add whatever the permission you're giving. But when it comes to the plus symbol, it will add the permission without removing the existing. Means existing is read and write we have. It will just add the executive for that. That is what plus doing. When you use the equal to now, it remove the existing, means this will be the blank and it will add the executive. That's the difference of plus and equal. So choose wisely. It's up to you, right? If you want to remove the existing and if you want to go with only the command, whatever you specified, so it will do like that. So the command you have to use is, we are as my scenario, I said add the permission as read to the group. So just use G plus R, simple. Getting my point? And give your file name. So now it will add the read permission. What if I give the equal to here? It will add the read and it will remove the existing write and executive. Got my point? So now we'll check that. Let's do. You guys are able to follow me? How to add the permissions to the file, right?
You change it.
What I kept nothing. Again, I can log in as a Kali and I can do that. టూర్ పెట్టా అది రావట్లేదు, అదే చెక్ చేస్తాను. రూట్ కి టూరే పెట్టా, ఇట్స్ నాట్ వర్కింగ్. చేంజ్ చేసా. I kept tour only. Most of the time I used to use tour only. That's okay. Let's do this. But right. Just go with ls. Is there any files? Okay. Let me. What is the command to create a file? File, not folder. File means file is different, folder is different. Remember. So touch and go with the text file like akil.txt. Okay, I created a file. You can see I have a file now. Right. So let's go with ls-l, and you can give that file also. You can specify that file. You get only the information about that file. You're not getting any other. You can go with like that also. Okay. So now, what permissions the user is having?
Yeah, right.
Group, others. Right. So now I want to add a write permission to the group. So what is the command?
Plus G.
You need to mention G. For example, for you, I want to add executive permission and then comma, go for group. So what permission the group required? Right. And then give the file name. Now Check. Is that added the executive permission for the previously there is no executive permission for the user. So is that added the executive permission for the user? Now for the group, write permission. Previously we don't have that. We got the right permission, and I didn't went for others. Nothing I given for that. So it's the previous read only. Others means like for not belongs to the group or the user. So the remaining category will be there, right? Anyone, public. So that can be other scenario. So when I keep this file in the public, like in internet, so anyone can access, right? So those are belongs to the other scenario. And if I want to share that within my network level, a group of people I'm sharing, that will be the group. Okay, so that indicates two categories. Not friends, like even like if it is in public completely, that will be the other scenario.
Globally, anyone can
Access that. Okay. So you can change that permissions. That depends on that, right? So now this is how you can give the permissions. Clear, everyone? Right, and this indicates as the ownership. Even you can change the ownership also. So we have two users in our machine right now, root and Kali. So you can change the ownership of this file also. So to change the ownership, the command is chown and go with the Kali and space root and give the file name akhil.txt. Invalid user. Sorry, spelling, sorry. My bad. Yeah. So if you see the file attribute, so now the owner will be the Kali and the group. This is the group actually. The group is root here, right? So previously the file is having the owner and group is both root only. But now I change the ownership to the Kali. Now the owner of this file will be the Kali user, right? So this is how you can change the ownership chown command, right? Now we are going with the indication like U, G, all these things we are using, right? Right. You have the numeric operations also. So you can give the permissions with the numeric values also. Okay. So the numeric values indications are these. Just now you said right 757 like that. So what is that 757 means? It's a numerical indication. So numerical shorthands we call them. So what 0 indicates? 1 indicates? 2 indicates? 2 plus 1? 3. So 3 is nothing but write and executive. 4 read permission. 5. 4 plus 1? 5. So that is nothing but read and executive permission. And 6?
This binary, sir. I see
This is
binaries.
binaries, yes. Converting your decimal, binary, and alphabetical basis. So all these three together, you can see this numeric shorthands, right? And 6 indicates for, and 7 indicates. So if you observe, based on this scenario I'm talking, I'm giving chmod 765 file.txt. Can anyone crack what permissions this file is having? I have given command like this. Now tell me what permissions the file is having according to this table. So this position indicates for user, this position indicates for group, this position indicates for others, remember. So means this file is having read, write, executive, 6 indicates read and write, and then 5 indicates read and executive. So this is the permissions we have. Got my point? Is that clear? So if I want add a write permission based on the numeric value for the executive, what is the command? For others, I need to add the write permission. For others, I need to add the write permission. So what is the command? chmod. So previous we have 7, 6. So I need to add the write permission means 7. Add means read, write, executive. So previously we have read and executive. Now I'm adding the write means 5 plus 2, 7. 7 add, read, write, executive permissions. Got it? So this is the numerical shortened basis. So instead of this, that is more better. U, G, and O. It's up to you. So to understand that in many ways. Even you can directly go with the chmod plus X and give the file name. You know what happened? I didn't mention user, I didn't mention group, I didn't mention other. What happened? It will be applicable for all the 3 users. All. User will get the executive permission, group will get the executive permission, and other will get the executive permission. And you're not mentioning any specific user there. Got my point? Clear, everyone? So this is how you can give the permissions to your file. So using this ls-l, you can get the attributes. In that attributes, you can able to see what permissions the file is having. And using the chmod, using -l, you can get the listing of the file format. And then you can see what permissions the file is having. And then you can change the permission using a command called chmod. If you want to change the ownership, you can go with the chmod. Clear, everyone? Got it? Every file, that will be the common. Any file you can take. You take cd/root, I'm having all the files. Sorry, I was logged in as a Kali and Kali, right?
So chmod when we log into root, then we can change the ownership.
So ownership change cheyalante permission undali. Root permission. So as a user, you can't change the ownership. When you are a owner of that file, you can do. You created a file using the Kali. You logged in as a Kali and you created a file. At the time, who will be the owner? Kali. So now I can change the ownership. But root, you can't accept. Maybe another user who is having equal rights of Kali, they can accept, but not root level. You can't do that. But you can check. Why can't we check that? So I created a file using the touch as a user. So let's create touch actual.txt file. So go with ls-l. Right. So let me change the ownership to root column root and do the file name. Not permitted. So as a user, you can't do that for the root, but you can try for another user who is not in admin position. So he's in super user permission, right? So he can't. Why? Because as a user to root, it's like privilege escalation. So it won't do, or it won't allow you to do that. But because hackers can easily manipulate that I'm a root by changing the ownership, and they can access to the internal file. So because of that reason, it is not permitting you. Got my point? Maybe I can create a user, like add user, Akhil. Okay. Even to add or create an account also, you need a root. So that is, see how restricted it is, Kali. So every time you need to get the root access. So that's why I said you to log in as a root better. You can do all these operations.
It's called, so can root and Kali can be owners.
Just now I did that, right? Previously root unde, I made it to Kali. So it is allowing that. So root is a super user. You can do anything. But as a Kali, you can't do anything here. It has a lot of limitations here to perform them. Right. So clear, everyone, what chmod and chmod do here? Very important. And what are the other commands we have?
The change in ownership, the root access the files of Kali. Even if it shows Kali value. Yeah.
So you know what is the path of Kali? home Kali. I can. So I created this file in Kali. So in root, I am able to access that. But you can't access the root files in Kali. Got my point?
It will show up.
No, root folder you can't open.
I mean,
Through terminal you can see.
through terminal we can see, but we can't access.
Access, you can't access. Can't open, you can't see. Again, you need to use the sudo. You need to use the sudo command for that every time. But here not required. Right? So this is the default folder for the users. Kali folder is this one only. If you create another user, that will be again another home and Akhil, home and Pawan, like that it will be there. Okay. So this is how you can give the permissions. So what is the command to create a file? Touch and give the file name. It will create the file. Unless you can see the file. And to edit that file, I want to edit that file. Edit means I want to add some content to that file.
Yes.
You're saying etc, some saying cat, some saying nano.
You can use cat as well.
You know, using all these three, you can do that. Using all these three commands, you can do, but you need to follow one particular sequence. So follow this sequence. Okay. So simply you can use touch to create a file. Okay. And nano to edit a file. You have a nano, gedit, you have vi, you have many alternates also. But I specifically use the nano. It's a text editor we have. And give the file name. It will take you to the text editor. You can write your code, whatever you want. Write information, code, script, anything. And once you're done with your code, go with Control X. Remember, Control X. It is asking you to save the modified buffer. Yes means press Y and then go for enter. Okay. So now it added the content. So how to read that content? Yeah. So follow this sequence. If you observe, touch is used to create the file, nano is used to edit the file, and cat is used to read the file. You can follow this sequence. You know, I can do all these three using one single command, cat. Using cat, I can do that. Simple cat, example, go with this greater than symbols, okay, and go with akhil.txt. Already it existed. Let me create another one. Single apparent, hack.txt. Now you can add the content here itself and then break the command. So how will you break that command? Control C. Break the command. You know, is that file created hack.txt? And you can able to read the content directly now. The same thing, what you added here.
You can add more as well. Let's say greater than greater.
What greater than do?
You add more.
Overwrite the file.
Yes.
Overwrite the file. Overwrite the file. Overwrite means existing will be overwritten.
Yeah, it will override more. You know, for example,
No, if you see,
you say
we'll see that. Let me add greater than and greater than. One greater than is to create a file as well as you can add the content.
Yes.
So if I add double greater than, you can see
it will add the existing.
right. So it is adding the existing. So what this one do?
If you want to override, if you want to override, just say cats. Yeah, just say cat, then the name of the file and the pattern.
No, if you go with the cat and name of the file, it will show you the content only. It won't override.
One grade. If you wanna edit, if you wanna override, just say one grade. That's it. Stop. And that's it. Then this is the new information. Yes.
So it is getting override as well as it is creating a file and you're getting the override. And you can go with the adding content, go with the double operand also.
This is what I learned today. I learned this one today.
Okay, you learned this one today.
Yeah.
Overriding the arguments you've written. Okay. Nice. So yeah, we have many things there. Nice. So you can directly read the content without giving any operands here. If you're going with the operands like greater than or double greater than, it will use to create a file as well as it will allow to add the content. And single greater than, it is overwriting the content. So like that, you can use these commands. But you can follow this sequence like touch, create a file, nano, edit the file, cat, read the file. This you have to remember. And if you want to do all these together, you can go with these operand symbols. You can use these operands like greater than symbols and less than symbols, and you can do that. Got it? Touch is to create a file. Touch is to create a file. Nano is to edit the file. And cat is to read the file, like content of the file, right? And what is CP? If I want to move the file and move the file, I want to move the file.
Move the file.
Now, if you see this file is in this path, home and Kali. Now I want to move this file to the root folder. MV, give the file name, which file you want to move. Multiple file means you can mention the multiple files and give the path. I want to move to this to the root. Right, now you can go to the root and check ls. Is that file got moved? You have that file. You have that file. Got it? No, it won't exist now in the home. You can check that it is not exist in the home. It got completely moved. Move. Who is completely moving?
It's like cards.
Cut. Yeah, it is like a cut in Windows. That is what move.
He was struggling with this.
He was trying. Okay.
He was struggling to do this for yesterday.
Okay. Okay.
But we couldn't find the discussion.
Okay.
Trying to say the bad source destination.
So that's what the path you need to remember. So you need to aware of the paths. You need to mention the path properly. If not, the file won't get copied or moved. So move means completely moving from folder to folder, and CP is for copying. So I want to copy this akil.txt to root. The path you need to give. So in root, I have desktop. See, you have an advantage here. No need to type complete path. You have a tab button. Just press that. It will take. If you observe, I have given a lowercase here. When I type tab, it took that automatically. Made it to uppercase and it rewrite it properly. And now you can go with that. So while you're typing when you're pressing the tab, it is not taking that means maybe you're giving a wrong command or maybe the file not exist in that. So you can able to easily identify that something went wrong there, right? So now you can see we have that downloads, desktop, go with ls. So now go to cd/root, go with ls. Did I mention the copy? The desktop, right? Sorry. This is also another thing. Sometimes what we do is we download the file from internet. So when you download any file from the internet in Kali, where it will be stored? In download folder. And some people where they used to find that in root folder. So in root folder, you can't see that file. And they think, sir, it was not downloaded at all. So make sure in which part it is getting downloaded and which part you copied that file. You need to move to that particular folder. So if you observe just now, I copied that file to the root and desktop. Where I'm searching that file? In root folder. Here I'm searching. Actually, the file is in this folder. So I need to move to the desktop also. Now check ls. You have that file there. So make sure where you are copying and pasting that file, which path. So make sure read the file from that particular path only. Okay. So this is how you can move the file and you can copy the file. And if you want to rename the file also, the same command mv. mv is to rename the file. So give the file hack.txt. See, when I'm typing this tab button, is that showing the result for me? Nothing is responding. Why? Because this file is not exist in this desktop folder. If you see, let me go with the Akil and tab. It is exist. Getting my point? So tab, we can easily identify the file or even the file not exist also, right? And you can rename to the Akil one. I'll go with ls. Is that rename? Previously it is Akil and now it renamed to the Akil one. Same. For moving the file and for rename the file, the same command. Got it? Now you clear like how to create a file, read a file, edit a file, copy a file and move a file. Clear everyone? And create a folder, what is the command? And give the folder name. So is that folder created? Now you can copy the file akhil.txt. Okay, it's akhil1.txt. Right, so to the folder, which is root, desktop, and you need to give the complete path, even if you're there in that path also. Enter. So go with ls. Is that file copied to the akhil? It copied. It is in akhil folder. Now get back to desktop. The CD is from akhil to you move to the desktop. Okay. So now I created a folder and I moved the file to the folder. Now how to remove that folder? What is the command to remove the folder directory? What is that?
The folder contains something.
Hmm.
You use remove directory.
Hmm.
If no content, you can say
RM.
RMDR, DIR, RM.
So where we use RMDIR and where we use RM.
RMDIR, the folder contains something.
Hmm.
But it's nothing inside. There's no file inside. Just say RM.
No, you're saying reverse actually.
Yes.
Yeah. So when there is empty folder, you can go with the RMDIR.
Oh.
You said correct, but it's not actually. So RMDIR is for empty folder. So when the folder is empty, you can use RMDIR. If you observe what I'm getting here, directory is not empty because the folder is having some content. It is having some files. If the folder is empty, you can do that. It will remove that folder. So it contains the files inside that. So you can go with the RM. Hyphen R. F is force remove. R is for recursive. Recursive means folder, it contains a file. So means
Which was the
no, forcibly remove is like permanent basis. Okay, even recursive also permanent delete, but forcibly it will remove the file without giving any pop-up or alert, nothing. Just it remove that. Okay, so you can go with that. Even if you want to read that, man, you have RM. See what is RM do? Remove the files and directories. Scroll down. What is -F force? It ignores the non-existing files and arguments, and it will never prompt. That is what F do. And what R I said? Recursive means it will remove the directories and their contents recursively. Okay? It's a folder. The files in that folder can also be removed. If it is an empty folder, you can directly go with RMDI. Got my point? So RM, even if you go, just if you're going with RM and akhil also, it won't remove. But because RM is only specific. If you want to remove any file, like txt file or any script file, you can go with RM. If you're removing a folder, you're going with RMDIR. That to empty folder. Again, if it is a folder that contains a file means, getting my point? Three different scenarios. If it is a text file, if it is not a directory, if it is a file, then go with RM directly and give the file name. If it is a directory, again, two scenarios here. If it is an empty directory, you can go with RMDIR. If it is a directory which contains a file, you need to go with RM-R. Got my point? So note down the commands, they are very important. So RM and give the file name, which is akhil. Now it got deleted. The folder got deleted. Right. If it is a file, you can just go with the file name, akhil.txt. Empty. Got it? So now is it clear how to add the file, delete the file, execute the file? Everyone. Removing. So these are very basic fundamental commands. File. Find the files. Find the files. Find command. Find and you can go with the file name, like .png if I want to go with that. So you need to give the path also. So irrespective of path, we need to go with the file society. Let's go with the root and go with the find and .png files exist. Even if you mention the dot, so at the end you need to mention the dot. So the dot indicates like from beginning folder. So if you're not mentioning the dot, what happened? It is searching only that specific folder. In root only it will find for that file. If you're mentioning the dot at the end, it will find the .png file from the sources where it exists. Getting my point? So in that basis, you can find. Or else, just a second. Let me go with the find. -d also you can use depth or -n will be there. Ignore
file name and file name dot file name.
File name, find and file type, which file you're looking for. File name, if it is a PDF.pdf, PNG.png, NSC, you can go with that file. Or else you can use the locate. Locate will be more easier compared to the find. So I have a locate. So I want .png. It will locate the PNG file from all the folders where it exists. Got my point? So locate you can use. Grep, keyword base it will search. Grep command, global regular expression is there. That's keyword base. So grep, if I mention grep and some keyword, it will search for that particular keyword from the system or from the file. So simple an example, locate.nsc I'm using. Search. You're getting all the NSC scripts here. In that, I need only specific service script like FTP. So simple, I'll use the locate. What is this pipe? We call this as a pipe. What does this pipe do?
Both.
So it helps to run two different commands in a single base. Right, exactly. So it will run multiple commands. Means it won't execute the first, it will go for the next line. Without executing, it will read the next line also. So next line I'm mentioning as a grep and FTP I'm mentioning. So if you see, grep is trying to find only the FTP. I'm using the locate to find the NSC and grep is for only the specific FTP. Getting my point? So that is how you can use the locate and grep together to find the exist.
What's the meaning of grep?
Both.
Global regular expression, like to find exit keyword.
Similar
Expression, like if I mention as a here, I got the scripts, man. You can see I got multiple scripts. In that we have HTTP scripts, FTP scripts, SSH scripts, SMB. You have all the scripts. So in this list, I need only FTP scripts. Again, means I need to go with that keyword FTP. So that FTP keyword can be captured by this grep.
How do you say locate? You cannot say grep.
No, why? Because locate is helping me to find NSC.
Okay.
And grep is helping me to find the FTP of NSC. Getting my point? So that's how I'm doing that. If you want, you can go with only grep basis. For example, let me go with the ping command. You know the ping command, right?
Yes.
Let me ping for Google. Just a second. Let me. Just a second. Let me message to the batch. 7 o'clock. I have a batch. Right. So that's how you can go with the grep command, right? So the ping command, right? So ping, let me go with the Google .com. I'll go with -c, and let me save that in a file like ping.txt. So it will perform the ping and count of 10, means 10 requests it will send. If not, it will go with continuous actually. In Windows, we have ping.txt means the output will be saved in this file. So you can see ls, we have the file ping.txt, open that cat ping.txt. So you can see the ping result was stored in this file. That is what the command. So I'm saying perform the ping to the google.com. It is not printing the output here. I'm saying to save the output in a file and make 10 requests, 10 count. Okay. So that is what 10 counts it made. Again, in this, I'm using a grep. Okay. I'm giving a keyword like 64 and give the file name like ping.txt. So you're getting only 64 related keyword, the data. Getting my point? Find the exact file type, like the expression based keyword, it will try to find it, right? So that is what the grep command do. So like that, there are many commands like, what is the difference between the zip command and tar command? I know you already done with this. What is the use of zip command here?
Extraction of file.
Zip is used to compress the file, not extract the file. Zip is for compressing the file, and unzip is for extracting the file. So the difference of tar and zip is, zip can be extract and like compress and extract, both it can perform, or extract and compress it can do. But tar, first it will go for extraction, then after the process, then only it will go for compression or after the extraction scenario. One after the other, it can't do the both at a time. Zip can do that. And zip widely used in Windows based operating system, but are widely used in Linux based systems. So that's a major difference. So mostly support for the Linux based variants, which is star based, right? So which is to extract. Mostly this we use for the extract, not for the compress. Where zip we can use for compress and unzip for extract. Got it? So check for that. So if you have any zip file, so just make sure use unzip command and give the file name. So it will extract that file. Give that zip file, it will extract that file. Right. And what is the use of wget command? If you want to download any file from the internet, we use wget. If you see in future we are going to use the metasploitable server, it's a command line interface completely. We don't have any browser. So how will you download a file? Wget, and you need to give this path like wget http example.com/123.zip. So now when I run this, it will download the 123.zip file from this website. So that is what the use of wget command. Similar to the curl also we have alternate of this. So like that you have curl commands, wget commands, right? And you can go with the history. So whatever the commands we practiced till now, all the commands you can see in the history. So what is the command to erase this history? Event. Just a second. It has to work. Just a second. No event found. Okay, I'll check with that. So there is a command where you can use history. Clearing history. History -c to clear that. Or you can go with the clear. Okay, I'll check with that. And apart from this,
What about clearance?
that is what I'm trying. Actually, history -c will work, but event, yeah, -c only. Event not found. Bash level we can clear that, but actually basic command will be there. Maybe file dot corrupted. Okay, I'll check that. I think bash level I need to do that. So generally the command is -c to clear the string. Okay, but actually -c is to clear the string, but I'll check that whether maybe just created the root password, right, as a user basis. So bash level I need to clear that. I'll check with that. Okay. So apart from this, make sure just go through these commands like add user, okay, and user add. You need to know the difference of these two. Add user is different and user add is different. Let me know. And how to remove a user. Delete the user and username like Kali. You can delete that user. Okay, if you want to create a password and give the username. So this particular user, the password will be created. If you're not mentioning the user, default we have in the root, it will create the password for the root. Remember that. Okay. Username. So for that user, it will allow you to change the password. Not mentioning default which user you have logged in, that user only it will change. Okay. So that is how you can delete the user, add the user. So see, again, I'm telling you, add user is different. User add is different. Find it. What is the difference? You need to know about that. Right. And then removing, adding, creating, changing the password. So these are the commands you need to look over. And just see the files like etc shadow file. See what is etc shadow file and etc password file. Just go through these two files. Again, we'll discuss them in the pen testing. etc is a folder. In that folder, we have a file called password. It is also file. So that's what. Find the difference of these two. What shadow file content, what password file content. Both are storing the username and password from. What difference? I need the difference. So find it. Okay. And apart from this, the PS, which will show you the processes, ZS process means what, and kill the process. So go with that commands. Okay. Or else if you could just go to the Google and search for Linux basic commands. Okay. So we'll get the websites like DigitalOcean. You can see the year 2025. This is 2026. So it's the latest one. You can go for the top 10, 25 commands, 70 commands, 100 commands. Just do practice them. So commands are very, very, very important. You have to practice them, understand. So as I said, in future, we are going to perform the exploitation and we are gaining the access to the servers.
First one.
So
Is enough? First one, another.
Like basic comments are yeah, fair enough. If you want to go more in detail in advanced basis, like creating the files, getting the reverse connections, there you need to write the exploits. That comes under the programming. And if you want to make these commands in a easier way, in a single basis, means if you want to run the multiple commands in a one single command basis, you need to learn a coding or a scripting language called Bash. So start adapting this language, Bash scripting. So mostly in Linux environments, it will help you a lot. I'm not telling that as a mandatory. If you're really interested in automation basis, you can learn this script. So means just now I run this ls command, cd command, pwd. You can configure everything in a one single code. Okay, so when you run that script, it will execute all these commands, like to automate the process. So that is how the bash scripting will work. So start learning the bash script. It will help you. Okay, to automate your processes. Got it? Just to obviously. So that's why I follow a structure. So that's why if you observe, I started from what is hypervisor, what we do before using the Linux, what are the things you need to remember, like network settings, users, update and upgrade. Then I started the commands. In commands, I started from the fundamental commands. First, practice that fundamental commands, try to understand what they are, how they work, and then go for the advanced, like the scripting, all these things. These are all advanced one. It's up to you. I'm not telling this as a mandatory. Got it? So you can go with that accordingly. Clear, everyone? So tomorrow you're having an exam on networking concepts. All from topologies, IP addresses, OSI models, OS architectures, even Linux commands. Not in a practical way, multiple choice questions. Okay? ABC kind of thing. So make sure prepare well and come. 100 questions will be there.
100.
Yeah, 100. So you're thinking that is too much. All these concepts I need to cover in 10 questions. I'll see tomorrow. I'll see that. I'll see how. Networking only. The concepts is complete, like what we from networking only, from level 1 only. How can I take the exam which is not covered, like ethical hacking, all these things? I'm taking the exam which was covered. Linux, you'll get 1 or 2 comments. No, it's multiple choice only, man. I'm not telling you to solve the lab there. So it's MCQ only. It is easy for you to. You can go with Inky Pinky Ponky. You can mention the option there. See, we'll see. Just go and recall the concepts. Don't come with the empty minds there. So try to recall the concepts. See, this is an exam to check your skill set. Like whatever you covered last 1 week or 10 days. You need to analyze, right? How capable we people are. So make sure, just recall the concepts. Okay, and come. I'll give time. So it will be 1.5 hours. We'll have time. Within 1.5 hours, you need to complete the exam. So 100 questions will be there. Okay? Only for the exam. There is no sessions. Once we're done with that, next session we'll start our ethical hacking. We'll move on to the level 2. Got it? All right. So yeah, that's it. That's it for today, guys. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Online, is there any doubts for you guys? Ganesh, sir. అందరికి ఒకటే పోర్టల్ ఎగ్జామ్ కూడా ఆన్లైన్ ఉంటుంది.